What is going on, everyone? DSP here, and welcome to the weekend preview. Today is Sunday, February 21st, 2016. And whoa, what a week it's been. It's been pretty much every little bit as fun, as exciting, but as draining of a week as I thought it would be. This was Street Fighter V week, and boy was it a crazy marathon. I want to say, first of all, before we even get started with the weekend preview, for a very fun week coming up with 3 new games and all kinds of new fun stuff, thank you to those of you who like watching my video content, whether it's vlogging or gameplay or whatever, and you knew that this week I was going to be fully inundated with Street Fighter V, so you kind of said, alright, I'll be patient, I'll stay away, and I'll come back when stuff's refreshed. Remember I told you in 1 week's time, come back to the weekend preview, and we'll talk? Well, now is that time, because this week's going to be very exciting. And I did notice that a lot of people unsubscribed from DSP Gaming just as I had asked them to last week, which was good. You did not have your inboxes flooded with Street Fighter V videos. Tomorrow will be the end tail of that, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. And then finally on Tuesday, new stuff starts. We go back to the old streaming and uploading kind of style, so you don't have to worry about all that inflood into your inboxes, okay? So let's talk very briefly about the past week. So those of you who maybe weren't, in the loop on absolutely everything, you know what's going on, okay? The good news is, per what I said I wanted to do in the last weekend preview, I got everything done. Last week, I got reviews out for Firewatch, for Unravel, as well as for Naruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm, Shippuden, Habadoo. So all those got released. In addition, I was able to do a first reactions vlog to the Deadpool movie that I had seen last weekend, and I was able to release an initial reactions to the final trailer for Batman vs. Superman. So all of that content got finished before Street Fighter V hit. And exactly as I had predicted, the Street Fighter V launch was not very smooth. The entire first day and a half that I wanted to play the game did not work online at all. It just went into the crapper. And being that this is one of the most sparse fighting games ever when it comes to offline or single-player content, not many people were too happy with the situation. I made do with what I could do, and for the first entire launch stream, which was 2 hours on Monday night, and then for all day on Tuesday, I played with several different characters in their story mode, story runs, which are very short. Some of them are shorter than 10 minutes long, and then I tried to attempt some survival mode with those characters, so at least there was something for me to do during that time period. Finally, on Wednesday, the servers finally started freaking working, and people could play online, and so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, 4 days in a row, I was doing constant online play, whether it was against random people matched up, whether it was against a friend of mine, Brian Burke from the East Coast. There was a ton of stuff that we all, played out against people in casual matches, against ranked matches, everything. There's a ton of different kinds of content. I recorded this week alone over 150 videos of Street Fighter V, and I haven't even uploaded all of that stuff yet, okay? Pretty crazy the amount of stuff that I covered in this game. So if you were away for the week, man, well, I wasn't paying attention. Did Phil cover it? Holy shit. I mean, head over to DSP Gaming and you're going to see a ridiculous amount of coverage of this game, all right? So what is left? Because ideally people are going to say, what the hell is left? What's going to happen with Street Fighter V, all right? So here's the situation. For videos right now, I have one batch of videos I haven't uploaded yet. It's a batch where I tried to play with Chun-Li online, and then I mixed it up and switched over to my main characters who I've been playing with all week from yesterday, because as of yesterday, Capcom actually changed the whole online matchmaking system. I know, the game's only been working for, 2-3 days, they changed it again. Now you face all difficult opponents. So literally everyone I got matched up with was, like, playing only their main character, had double the amount of ranking points I had. They were literally whooping my fucking ass. So with Chun-Li, who was a new character I was just trying to learn, I lost almost every single match, but then I started playing with my mains and did a bit better. So those videos, I have not even had a chance to upload yet. I certainly didn't want to overload everything with those videos, so I still have those. As of today, I have uploaded every single story mode from Street Fighter V, so if you want to see the various character stories, those are available. They even have their own playlist, and I did a lot of survival mode gameplay, and all that's in its own playlist as well. You could check that out at your leisure. As of tomorrow will be my final day of Street Fighter V before it goes on a pretty long hiatus, so allow me to explain. I'm not saying that I'm not playing Street Fighter V anymore ever, Just that this week in particular, there's 3 new releases I want to get to, and so Street Fighter V has to go on the back burner. It got a whole freaking week, which I almost never do for games, so that game will go on hold. I'll focus on the 3 new releases, and then maybe come early March, maybe I'll look to squeeze in a stream of Street Fighter V, and maybe I'll start doing it as, say, a once-a-week thing, where maybe I do one shorter 2-hour stream of Street Fighter V every single week, so that way I at least don't get rusty, and I can stay in the mood for playing the game. And the bottom line is, coming in March is all this new expansion content supposedly for Street Fighter V, including a challenge mode, including the first DLC character Alex, a boss rush mode, and supposedly some other stuff too. And yes, I want to explore that content, okay? So Street Fighter V will be played tomorrow for the last time for a little bit. Then maybe you'll see it once a week until all new content comes out. Then I'll cover the new content, and that's how I'm going to handle it. So for those of you who've been loving this week, you love the Street Fighter V coverage, don't worry. It's not that I'm quitting the game. It's just that at this point, I have to get back to my normal schedule. There's, you know, thousands upon thousands of people that enjoy watching me do stuff. They don't want to see me just play Street Fighter V all day, and I understand that. And hey, I understand too. I want to play other games. I don't just want to play Street Fighter V and get so fucking burnt out on it, because that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of what happened to me during my competitive Street Fighter days. Is I put so much time and effort for such a long period of time into Street Fighter that when I started doing stuff for YouTube, I enjoyed playing Street Fighter, but I was like, I can't just do this. It's too overwhelming. It's too much dedicated to one thing, and you miss out on so much else in the gaming universe, okay? So, in that regard, don't worry, Street Fighter V isn't permanently going away. But let's talk about the conclusion tomorrow, Monday the 22nd of February, alright? First, I can't do a first stream tomorrow. I just want to make that abundantly clear. There's no way I could do a first gameplay stream with Street Fighter V. Now, you may say, why? Well, normally my gameplay streams run from about noon Pacific to 4 p.m. Eastern, right? Well, guess what? In all of their fucking wisdom, Capcom has decided we're going to take the servers down from 1 to 4 p.m. on Monday. Now, I just want you to think about this. 1 to 4 p.m., that's Pacific time. East Coast, that's 4 to 7 p.m. Prime time hours to be playing the game. People are getting home from school and work. They're going to want to play. Can't play. Taking the servers down for maintenance, okay? Bullshit. It's preposterous. Did this ever happen with Street Fighter 4? No. Has this ever happened ever with another fighting game? No. The only games that I can even tell you that I know that they have this kind of server maintenance are MMOs, where you've got thousands upon thousands of people logging in and doing these really complex interactive universes, right? A map that has 400 people on it. Okay, maybe you need to take the server down for maintenance. This is a game with one-on-one fucking combat. What fucking maintenance do they need to do? It's preposterous. And the thing is, they did this kind of server maintenance back with the beta. Well, they couldn't figure it out then, I guess, so they're going to have to keep doing this. I get the feeling they're going to be doing this every week. There'll be server maintenance for Street Fighter V, even though it's unheard of in the fighting game realm. So anyway, my original plan was that this Monday was going to be my last hurrah. I was going to do a long-ass gameplay stream during the day where I was going to do ranked matches against the toughest opponents. I was really going to tough it out and try to do good with the characters that I've been playing with. And now I can't do that thanks to Capcom being so fucking inept at what they do and having their thumbs so firmly shoved up their cornholes that they don't know how to fucking do a fighting game launch anymore, even though fighting games are what they got popular on. Figure that one out, right? So, what this means is no first early gameplay stream tomorrow. There's nothing for me to play. So here's what I'm going to do. During that time frame, first, I'm going to basically put together my Street Fighter V review. So it's going to be footage of the game, just like I've been doing with my recent Hateful Truth reviews. Footage of the game, me doing voiceovers, and basically reviewing the game in depth. And that's going to come out on KO Gaming, okay, youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. During the course of the afternoon at some time tomorrow. So normally when I would be streaming, instead no stream, but I'm going to work on that and release my Street Fighter V review on KO Gaming. I get the feeling a lot of people want to know my opinion on this one, so please check that out, okay? Then, if I have time, it all depends on how long it takes me to put together the Street Fighter V review, I may film a reactions to tonight's WWE Fastlane pay-per-view. It's actually taking place right now as I record this week in preview. You know, it's tough on the West Coast because everything here is delayed. You know, we're 3 hours behind when stuff is going on live. So for me, it's like, you know, I'll watch it on demand when I get a chance. So I'm going to watch it tonight. And just like I did with the Royal Rumble, I would like to record and share my thoughts. Now, the good thing is this isn't the Royal Rumble. So this should be a much shorter reactions video where I just give a minute or two of a reaction to each match during the pay-per-view and let you know what I think about the outcomes, yada, yada, yada. People really liked the one I did for the Royal Rumble. Since I'm not doing Smart Guys anymore, it makes sense for me to do it. So if I finish the Street Fighter V review in a relatively good amount, you know, decent amount of time, and something goes wrong, it doesn't get drug out or whatever, I will be doing a Fastlane's reactions video as well. That will be released right here on the King of Hate vlog. So you're going to have the Street Fighter V review on KO Gaming, and then if I have time, I'm going to do that reactions video here. Now, if Capcom doesn't fuck up, a big if, and if the gameplay servers are up and running, tomorrow night, I want to do a late stream, the final hurrah for Street Fighter V, okay? So, oh boy, I know. So, ideally, if this works, maybe around 6 to 6:30, maybe 7 p.m., it all depends on when the servers go back on, I would like to do a gameplay stream that's at least 2 hours long, if not longer. Me, again, taking the characters like Birdie and Rashid and Ryu, who I haven't played with in a few days now, and maybe even taking characters I haven't played with yet, like Ken and stuff like that, taking them into the online environment against these tougher ranked opponents that you now get faced up with. And I want to see how I fare in a big block of online gameplay. So if you've been enjoying the content all week and you could be there for the last hurrah stream, do, because it's going to be the last one for a while, okay? So that's going to be Monday night. Now, it might not ever happen because Capcom might completely fuck up and then there's nothing, servers don't work. Sorry if that happens, you know, but I can only work with what's available in the fucking game. Trust me, I'm going to vent fully in the review tomorrow about this. So there you have it. That's my plans for tomorrow. Now, video-wise, gameplay videos on DSP Gaming. I'm going to release the matches where I tried to play with Chun-Li and got my ass handed to me because the online gameplay changed so dramatically. I'm going to release the much tougher ranked matches that I played yesterday. And then later in the day, I am going to upload any videos from my second stream. So basically by the end of being overnight on Monday, all Street Fighter V videos will be released. So for those of you who unsubscribed from DSP Gaming this week, those of you who didn't want your inboxes flooded, come back on Tuesday, all right? Because Tuesday is going to be a huge day, and here's why. 3 new game releases this week. Huge ones, too. It's not like little games that no one cares about. Things that people have been talking about. First of all, Far Cry Primal. Second of all, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. It's right, the direct sequel to that game from 2 years ago that no one expected anything from. Ended up being one of the best shooters in a decade. And number 3, The Walking Dead Michonne episodic game begins this week, alright? So how will I be covering this? I'm going to go back to my old method, alright? I'm not going to be uploading 400 videos a day. What I'm going to do is on Tuesday, I'm going to go in the morning, pick up the games from GameStop. Tuesday, about noonish, noon Pacific time, first stream will be the premiere of Far Cry Primal. This will be about a 3.5 to 4 hour long gameplay stream. Record that, upload those videos to DSP Gaming. I will be doing a second stream around 7 p.m. that Tuesday night. That's going to be Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Wednesday, yes, again, I'm doing the same schedule Tuesday and Wednesday. So Wednesday, early on, Far Cry Primal for about 3.5, 4 hours, and then Plants vs. Zombies at night. Now, you might say, well, why aren't you doing The Walking Dead, Michonne right away? I don't understand. 2 reasons, all right? 2 reasons. Number 1, I don't trust playing stuff on PC anymore because, unfortunately, when I try to play PC games and capture them, they don't run properly. They have frame rate drops and issues, and it has to do with my capture setup and all that, and I'm not going to get into the semantics and details of it because people still argue with me to this day, and I keep telling them, no, there's no way I could do it properly. I don't care. I digress. I can't do it on PC anymore. So any of these episodic releases have to be on console. Now, here's the problem. They don't always release simultaneously on console. Sometimes they come out on Xbox first. Sometimes they come out on PlayStation 4 first. Sometimes they come out at the same time. Sometimes, for some reason, they get delayed on one and not the other. So I have absolutely no clue if there's a promise when this first episode of this Michonne game is going to go live. So rather than fucking argue and worry about it and say, I'm going to do it at this time and then it's not ready, I'm going to leave it till Thursday, okay? I'm going to do the smart thing here, and I'm going to actually purposely leave it until around Thursday, so that way, God forbid it doesn't release or something goes wrong, at least on Thursday it should be available everywhere. You know what I mean? Now, knowing Telltale Games, probably this will be about a 90-minute long episode, but this is another advantage of waiting until Thursday. Since I'm going to wait, people will have already played it, and they could say, Phil, it's an hour long. Phil, it's 5 hours long. They could tell me how long this episode is, so that I know if I should make it my first or my second stream on Thursday, right? So that's perfect, because now I'll actually be able to judge how long it is based off of what people have told me, and I'll be able to put it in there. So maybe Thursday could be Far Cry Primal on my first stream and some Walking Dead Michonne on the second stream. Or if The Walking Dead is long, maybe I'll do that on my first stream. I'll take a break from Far Cry Primal, maybe do some Plants vs. Zombies late, and then Far Cry will return on Friday, excuse me. I'm not sure, but the bottom line is it's going to happen. All those games are going to be played this week, okay? Friday night, Hits of the Week will return on KO Gaming. I know a couple weeks back, some people gave me shit, and they were like, Phil, you didn't do Hits of the Week. Why not? And I tried to explain to people, but I guess not everyone gets wind of it. I can't do game reviews and vlogging and Hits of the Week and everything. It's one or the other. I don't have time to do every kind of edited video possible. So I actually asked the public last week, I said, would you rather have game reviews or Hits of the Week? And everyone overabundantly said, do game reviews. You haven't done them in 100 years. So I did, and I'll be honest, not too many people checked out the game reviews that I put out. I don't think too many people actually cared about the game reviews that I put out. It's not that they were big giant releases with Unravel or Firewatch regardless, but I did what people responded to me. I directly listened to feedback, and that's what I did. All right? This week, there was no Hits of the Week to do because all I did was play Street Fighter V. So instead, I did a best finishes of week 1. So I did a montage of the best match finishes in Street Fighter V that I had up to Friday night, and I did release that, and I think that was a great video, and I hope that everyone actually enjoyed that video because I thought it was pretty superb what I was able to put out there. Some fun montage of the characters that I've been playing. So I hope you've checked it out. If you haven't, go to KO Gaming. It's a really cool montage. I know a lot of people may have just been watching the Raw stuff. You might really enjoy that montage, okay? But this week, Hits of the Week returns Friday night. Of course, it'll obviously be a combination of Far Cry Primal, Plants vs. Zombies, and The Walking Dead Michonne. That's what you'll see in Hits of the Week this week. No, I probably won't include any more Street Fighter V. We already been there, done that. All right? The weekend, I'll be continuing on with all these games. I'm sure at least between Far Cry Primal and Plants vs. Zombies, there's going to be a lot of stuff to cover, especially Plants vs. Zombies. It's very addictive. You get hooked and you want to keep playing it as you unlock classes and stuff. You want to keep going. And Far Cry, we know those games are always long, so I guarantee you that's going to be one that's probably going to be at least a 10 to 15 hour playthrough, so it's going to need several streams in order to finally conclude. So I have a whole week dedicated to these games, okay? And now to clarify on the point I made earlier about Street Fighter V, the first week of March has no new releases all week until the end of the week, March 4th, a Friday. It's The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. This is a Zelda game I never played. I've never even seen it. I never played it, never did anything with it. I know nothing about it at all. So literally when I play it for the first time, I'm going to be like, holy shit, what's this about? This is a game I completely skipped over during an era when I wasn't into console gaming. Okay? So that's going to be awesome, but that whole week, I have nothing going on. So I will have plenty of time to finish up with Far Cry, to play a ton of Plants vs. Zombies. I don't know how Plants vs. Zombies works. If you could do like fan lobbies and stuff, maybe I'll do a fan multiplayer lobby where people can join and play with me. I don't know yet. I have no idea how it works. And what I would like to do ideally is even review all those games during this time period when there's no new releases. That would be perfect. So, you know, you're going to have this week, you'll have all the game playthroughs, a Hits of the Week on Friday, continuing playthroughs throughout the weekend, and then early next week I start to finish up the games, I start to review the games, right? That would be pretty awesome, and that's exactly the kind of stuff that I want to do this year. I want to be able to do follow-up and really feel like, okay, I finished the game, but now I can review it, rather than, oh, rush to the next thing, you know? So that's what I'm planning, okay? And then, of course, just to give you a preview of March, because I'm sure a lot of people are interested, you've got The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, you've got the new Hitman episodic game, UFC 2, which hasn't been one in a couple of years, that'll be fun, and I am playing MLB this year. I haven't played it for a couple of years now. I'm in a mood to get back into a different kind of sports game. People enjoyed my MLB playthroughs a couple of years ago, so I want to get back into that, and I will be doing that. I'm on the fence about The Division, all right? And it just so happened so many people why weren't you in the earlier Division beta? Well, because I didn't pre-order the Division, so I didn't have access to that beta. Well, Phil, why didn't you play the Division beta this weekend when it was open? Because I was playing Street Fighter V. It seems like every opportunity that there's been to play the Division, I don't really have the opportunity to play it. And I still have not heard not one person has said, Phil, this is a must-play game. This is a revolutionary game. This is a game you're really going to regret it if you skip it. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. Most people have said to me, you probably won't miss anything if you skip it. It seems more like an MMO-style kind of game where you're going to get addicted and you're going to want to have to play the shit out of it in order to get the better loot. And if you're not playing with a team, it also might not be fun and you don't really have a team to play with. So I don't know. I mean, again, this is all hearsay that I'm hearing. The Division was, something that I saw an E3 trailer for, 3-4 years ago? And every year, E3, they do a new trailer, and every year that I see the new trailer, I get less interested. At this point, I'm kind of like, I don't even know if I want to try it. I'm thinking about it still, but I'm certainly not sold. So how about this? I'll put this in your hands. I'd like to see what the viewers have to say about me playing the Division. If I do play it, do you think I would enjoy it? Is it the kind of game that's my style, or do you think it's not my style, and it's a game that's more MMO, which you know I don't like to do? I don't have a lot of ongoing time investment to put into games outside of, say, the launch week or 2 weeks to beat them. So, is it a game worth playing for me? A lot of you played it. I know a lot of you played the beta. Tell me your thoughts, whether you put a comment on this video, whether you shoot me an email, darksidephil@hotmail.com, whatever it means, contact me and let me know what you think about the Division and if I should play. Okay? Now, before we conclude here, a couple housekeeping things, because I haven't had a chance to talk about a few things in recent times. Number one, time is almost up. If you were a January patron and you were nominating games for my Patron's Choice playthrough, time's almost up. Because at the end of this week, I'm going to close off that poll on thekingofhate.com. Excuse me, it's not a poll, it's a thread on thekingofhate.com, my mistake. And then I'm going to create the poll based off of that thread, where you'll have about 2 weeks in March, if you're a patron, to vote on which games I'm going to be playing in the Patron's Choice playthrough. And right now, it's like tons of variety of games. Like, it's not even like consensus, Phil should really play this one. No, the games are kind of all over the place. So, interesting to see what's going to win out. So, please, if you're a patron from January and you have not yet nominated a game you'd like to see me play, on the kingofhate.com forums, all right? Number two, this week, kind of on the DL, I didn't even really announce it too much besides Twitter, I updated my Patreon page. It looks different now. I went to the new layout, because in March they're going to force me to use the new layout anyway. So now you get to see a giant close-up of my face, because I don't have any other better pictures of me, so you get this giant blown-up close-up of my face, all right? But anyway, the new goal for February has been set. The goal is the return of the platforming marathon. Now, last year, I did platforming marathons for Crash Bandicoot 2. Then later on in the year, I ended up doing Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I got halfway through it, but never finished it. And I'll be honest, I was enjoying a lot of that game, but I've been so caught up in new releases and year-end stuff early in January, and now you see how many new games there are. I just don't have opportunity to finish the game. If that game gets voted in for this new platforming marathon, great. Then that's what I'll play. But the other candidates are Crash Bandicoot 3, another game people wanted to see me play to finish off the classic trilogy, and the return of Banjo-Kazooie HD is also an option, because that was the option last time in December. So, if we hit the funding goal on Patreon for this month, alright, patrons who pledge $5 or more will be voting on which of the 3 games should I play in this new platforming marathon that will take place at the end of March, okay? So that's the goal for this month. I think it's a good one. It's either continuing on with something you guys already wanted to see the conclusion of, or starting up something new that you guys already asked for. So no matter what, I'm catering to you, but I can only do one. I hope we hit the goal level, and I'll be honest with everyone, I haven't talked about Patreon almost at all this month. Very rarely, because of all the other stuff that was going on, and by the time that I finally got all the patron stuff updated mid-month, then it was Street Fighter time, and Street Fighter's been so hectic, I haven't been mentioning it much. We have not hit the goal level. We're actually below it by over $100. So, I'll tell you right now, also, when we get closer to the end of the month, which is only a week left in February, people tend to lower their pledges. There might have been some people who did large pledges in January, and they're going to lower them for February. So already, it says like we're 100 to 150 under. We're probably more than that, all right? So I'm just being real here. Right now, we have not hit that goal, and I don't want anyone to feel safe and be like, Phil hits the goal every month. I was like that in September of last year, and we were this close to missing the goal because I wasn't basically reminding everyone pushing for it. So I think I'm going to have to. please, if you enjoy what I do daily, if you like the live streams, you'll like the gameplay content, you're loving that I'm going to be covering 3 new games this week, right? You're looking forward to the reviews and the montages, and you're looking forward to everything that I'm going to be putting out, the vlogs, reactionary vlogs, everything. Please consider pledging to Patreon. That is allowing me to keep doing this full-time. It's a huge help, and seriously, if it weren't for Patreon, I would not be able to still do this as my full-time job. That's real talk. With the way that YouTube revenues have dropped and my contract renegotiations, this is the main reason why I'm still doing YouTube, okay? So please check it out at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. It's right there. I could have pointed there the whole time I was talking about it, but I wasn't that smart, okay? That's pretty much it for this week. It's a big one, right? It's a really big week with 3 new games, the conclusion of Street Fighter V, the review for Street Fighter V, maybe a Fast Lanes reaction, hits of the week. Yes, there will be a new DSP Tries It this week. I can confirm that there will be one. I already know what I'm going to do for that and release it this weekend. It's going to be a jam-packed week. I hope you'll be along there for the ride. The streaming has been great. The past couple of weeks, people have really been excited for my live daily streams. The attendance has been great, so hopefully we can keep that up. And that's really all I have to say. Thank you, everyone, for your ongoing support. Let's have a great gameplay week. I'll see you next Sunday for the next weekend preview, where I'll tell you what we've done, what we've accomplished, and what will be actually contained in the week coming after that. Maybe the return of Street Fighter V, who knows. But for now, I'm DSP, signing off. Thanks for watching, and special thanks to the following January patrons who made this all possible. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for the conclusion of Street Fighter V.